Good morning, good morning, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever time of the day this video may find you. Thank you so much for returning to my channel. If you are a returning viewer, if you are one of my amazing subscribers. If you are new to the channel, welcome, and I hope to see you back soon. Listen, people, I'm going to do just a really short video on something today that I think that is very important for people to pay attention to, especially if you're in a relationship, moving into marriage, or if you're already married and you're having problems in your marriage. And that is this thing called irreconcilable differences, okay? Irreconcilable differences. So what is that, right? Well, it's just a term that society has come up with, a legal term that they put in divorces now. They pretty much force it into divorces now. Like, people, you can literally file for your divorce and say exactly what happened in your divorce, and that's what the label they're going to put it on. Say that you got a divorce because of irreconcilable differences, which basically it's just something to soften up the person that was the cause of the demise of the marriage, to soften up their wrongdoing. Just like all other sinful behavior, we're always putting these like soft labels on them, right? You know, like for instance, fornication is making love, right? You know. So anyways, y'all, yeah, so it's just to soften up, to basically say that whether it was the husband or the spouse, that was the reason, the husband or the wife, that was the reason for the divorce. That husband or wife that caused the demise of the marriage, it's just basically saying that they don't have any accountability for them causing the demise of the relationship. That's exactly what the irreconcilable differences is. It's basically saying that if you were a husband or wife and you cheated on your spouse, you mentally, emotionally, verbally abused your spouse, you physically abused your spouse, you was a liar, you was a manipulator, you was financially abusive, whatever it is that you did in that marriage to cause the demise of that marriage, that you don't have to have any accountability. What we're going to do is we're going to make this really nice, y'all. We're going to put a little label on there that says, you know, the things that you did was horrible. We know that. But what it was is the person, your spouse, they wouldn't get in line. So y'all couldn't come to agreement because, you know, you were going to be what you're going to be, this rotten person that's lying, cheating, manipulating, mentally, verbally, emotionally abusing your spouse, and your spouse just wouldn't get in line with it. So what we're going to do is call this thing irreconcilable differences, meaning that y'all just couldn't come to terms because this person that didn't want the abuse anymore just wouldn't come in line with that. They just wouldn't do it. And because they wouldn't do that, then we don't want to make you look bad. You know, we don't want to say that, you know, the divorce happened because this person was in an abusive marriage. We're just going to say that that little thing that they were going through, you know, the little thing where the spouse was abusing the other spouse, that was, you know, that little thing, they couldn't work that out because the person that was getting the abuse just wouldn't submit. That's all. That's it. It's horrible, people. Listen, if you're in a marriage or you're thinking about marriage, don't let those terms get in your head. If you're not doing right by your spouse, get it together. Get counseling. Even if you have to try 2, 3, 4 counselors, because you do need, the morals of the counselor does matter, okay? And get in that book, that Bible. I know people have used it in wrong ways to oppress people, to abuse people, But listen, if you look at that word and you look at what all is going on in this world, we all know that that book is true. Okay? There are so many things in that book, that Bible, that if it was not true, if man orchestrated that, they would have took a whole bunch of stuff. There's so many things in there that man would have left out. Anyways, people, I love you. I love you. I love you. And listen, don't get caught up in that irreconcilable differences thing. If you are divorced and you were the reason for that demise of that marriage, then you need to hold yourself accountable. And whether you make it right with your ex-spouse by y'all getting back together or whatever, that has nothing to do with it. But you need to make things right with them and your children in terms of taking accountability. If you're in a marriage or you're getting ready to get in a marriage, don't get caught up in that. Listen to what God says that you're supposed to be, your roles that God says that you're supposed to be to each other. Listen, men, do not get caught up in this thing where they're telling you that it's okay for you to cheat. It's okay for you to mentally, verbally, emotionally, and in some cases physically abuse your wife because you're the man, you're the head of the house, so things go the way that you want it to go, even though it's wrong. And listen, don't be trying to do that 50-50 thing with your wife. Okay? I'm going to do another video on that later on. You know, I understand things have changed, but it's all about managing your money. It's all about managing your money. But anyways, people, I love you. I love you. I love you. And I'll see you on the next video. Love you. Bye.